Hey guys, it's Erin, and it's time for another anime review. Today I'm going to be talking about Free Iwatobi Swim Club, which I've actually had a lot of people asking me to give my full thoughts on now that it has finished airing. It finished airing a few months ago, but I did a first impression of it when I first started, and now that it is complete, I'm going to review it, because that's what anime reviewers do. They review stuff. And how convenient that a lovely fan just happened to send me this nice, beautiful, free clear folder, I think is what it's called. Oh wow, there's actually some very distinguished bulges on this. I never noticed that before now. Let's get all wet and stuffs. Yeah, we're just doing it now. Free Iwatobi Swim Club follows Haru, Makoto, and Nagisa, three teenage boys who all swam together on a relay when they were children, along with another boy named Rin, who moved to Australia shortly after to pursue his dream of being an Olympic swimmer. Upon reuniting with Makoto and Haru in high school, Nagisa is shocked to learn that Haru, who is an amazing swimmer despite the fact that he refuses to swim anything but freestyle, has stopped swimming competitively. However, that changes after a race with Rin, who's unexpectedly returned from Australia, much more moody and withdrawn than they remember him being. Along with Rin's sister Go as their team manager, and a former member of the track team named Rei, Haru, Makoto, and Nagisa established the Iwatobi swim team in hopes of facing their former teammate and friend in official matches. Of course, I feel like I have to start this off by saying that, yeah, Free's got a heck of a lot of fan service. It's got abs that are very, very defined. It's got boys stripping at random moments, and it also has guys kind of cuddling up on one another very cutely, but it is fan service nonetheless. Free not only knows what its target demographic is, but it understands it completely and uses it shamelessly to its full advantage. There is not a single episode where characters aren't shirtless at least once, and a lot of scenes are basically fanfictions writing themselves. Ambiguous lines laced with homoerotic undertones, such as Rei getting upset that Nagisa won't share a tent with him, are abundant. There are close-ups of many a booty, including a butt clenching in a Speedos scene that makes for quite the amazing gift that may or may not have been in Daily Bite once or twice. And the interactions, longing glances, and amount of touching between the boys is practically written to be taken as, yeah, they are probably butt-touching or in love, and the viewer doesn't have to work very hard to see it. To put it simply, all of the ships basically sail themselves, and the series is not doing anything to deny that. However, just because it utilizes its fan service to its full potential does not mean that Free is just a pretty face. Though yes, it has lots and lots of pretty faces, particularly Nitori. He is a very pretty boy. But to simply dismiss it as if that's all there is to it is doing the anime a huge disservice because, believe it or not, Free has substance, making it so people who aren't necessarily all about gay swimming can enjoy it too. I am somebody who thinks fan service can be hilarious and fantastic in whatever form it decides to take, though I do tend to enjoy male bonding a little bit more than I enjoy panty shots, though, you know, boobs are fantastic. I've stated before that boobs are fantastic, even if they're jiggling all over the place and don't really make sense. But that on its own isn't intriguing enough for me to continue watching a show, which means I probably would not have liked Free nearly as much as I did if that was all there was to it. Free is campy in all the right ways and more adorably hilarious than one may expect, and the over-exaggeration of fan service is actually kind of witty. For example, the Iwatobi team modeling swimsuits so ridiculously and fantastically, while Go goes from oogling them to just flat out done with them, is hysterical because if the genders were switched, nobody would bat an eye. And Haru stripping every single time he sees water is not just a way to get him half naked. The writers actually turn it into a personality quirk, with scenes of him debating which suit to wear despite them all being freaking identical, and him straight-faced telling Rei that the reason he can't swim is because the water doesn't like him. The story is not revolutionary, nor is it profound, but it's still a sweet tale of friendship that is not only pleasant, but also incredibly well written and developed. While the series never strays too far from its happy roots to be considered dark by any means, not everything is constant joy and butterflies. Unexpectedly, beneath the silliness that makes Free so endearing is a story not only about what it means to be part of a team, but a story of youth. It tackles fear of loss, whether that's losing a race or losing an important person. It's about adapting and growing, not only for yourself, but for those close to you, and accepting that relying on others is a necessity to be part of a team. Free handles emotions surprisingly surprisingly well, crafting scenes that range from tear-jerking happy to exhilarating to nearly heart-wrenching. Its pacing is also very well done and balanced, neither moving so fast that it feels like key plot points are coming out of nowhere and being completely rushed, nor so slow that it feels like the series is dragging. But none of this would have worked if the cast hadn't been as engaging and well developed as they were. None of them necessarily break the mold, but the writers make them so charismatic and interesting that it doesn't matter. From beginning to end, they all play their necessary roles for the plot and do it perfectly, each written consistently as they develop. Even during moments that cater to squealing fangirls, such as Rin pinning Haru against a fence or Nagisa calling Rei beautiful, their actions and dialogue in such scenes still feels distinctly them. And whether the relationships between the characters are seen as platonic or romantic, one cannot deny how natural the chemistry and dynamics between them feels. It does need to be noted, though, that some characters do develop more than others. As much as I love him and consider him my spirit anime twin, Nagisa is distinctly the one lead who doesn't grow that much throughout the series. But saying that, he's also the one that doesn't necessarily have to. Him and Ko still hold their own among the rest of the cast, and each play an important and needed role in uniting and motivating the others on numerous occasions. Speaking of the lady manager, Ko is one of my favorite characters. I love her so much, and she is a wonderful addition to the cast. She is basically every single fangirl in existence squished up into one adorable redhead. The way muscles sparkle every single time we're in her point of view, and how just in love she is with random muscle parts like deltoids and triceps is hilarious. And can I just say that, damn girl, you got style. Seriously, her maxi skirt is so cute. As expected of Kyoto Animation, the anime is gorgeous from beginning to end. Not only is movement fluid and constant, but there is a great attention to detail that is to be awed and appreciated. The scenery is beautiful, and the designs of the characters fit each personality well, right down to the casual clothes they wear. But the accurate representation of the swimming is above all the most impressive aspect of the animation. With each flip, turn, dive, and race, Kyoto Animation has created an eye-pleasing anime that is as breathtaking to watch as it is exciting. The soundtrack flows between peppy and cheerful to inspirational to melancholy depending on the scene, all very fitting and never feeling disruptive or like it doesn't match what's happening on the screen. Rounding out each episode is an amazing ending that at first will send the viewer into WTF is happening mode, but after a few watches becomes incredibly addicting. Freaking awesome from the second it begins, Free's opening is a visual treat that's accompanied by an incredibly catchy song. And it contains a surprising amount of foreshadowing and imagery, more so than one might realize at first watch, reinforcing the idea that the creators and writers took time and effort to make the show more than just fangirl fodder. Though, you know, it might just be fangirl fodder, but I think it's more than that. Now, when all is said and done, it's completely understandable why some people may not enjoy this series, which is totally fine. But to dismiss Free as simple Fujo shit is kind of unfair to the anime. Because mixed in with all that homoerotic undertone and dramatic stripping is a silly, heartwarming story about friendship and teamwork and the hurdles that can come along with them. And through the power of friendship, you can overcome them all. If you, pretty otter faces in a Speedo, would like to watch Free Iwatobi Swim Club or the gay swimming anime, there is a link in the description down below for you to try a free 14-day trial of the Crunchyroll Premium membership, meaning you can watch all of this glorious, adorable amazingness in 1080p without ads. Yeah! Also, in case you guys want to watch an amazing abridged series of Free, there's a show called 50% Off that my good friend Mr. Octopimp, aka Alex, has created. It is glorious and beautiful, and you don't even have to be a fan of the series to enjoy it. In fact, most of my friends that hate the series absolutely love it, so you should go and check it out and tell him that I love him and want a Thug Seme Nagisa shirt ASAP, please. Okay guys, that is it for my review of Free Iwatobi Swim Club. Let me know in the comments down below if you like the series, if you didn't like the series, what your thoughts are on it. You should know by now that I absolutely adore this series. I think it's hilarious. I love making fun of it. I love just being in love with it. I think it's fantastic. If you would like to get more of my weirdness on any other social media site, I have Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, my anime list, Crunchyroll, Hummingbird, Instagram, all sorts of amazing nonsense. I hope you guys are having a fantastic wet day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye! It's a story not only about what it means to be part of a barda part, but it's hilarious because if the genders were switched, nobody would bat an eye. I'm losing a lot of hair. I didn't even drink anything. Why am I burping? I don't want. Free Iwatobi swim club. Words want to be free. Who has unexpectedly it's time for another anime reviews, huh? Switch those and I did it fine.